Welcome to Spit in the Bit. Yeah, we're back from Kentucky where we had a absolutely fabulous time. We were able to go to opening day at Keeneland, and that was on a Friday. And then the next day on Saturday, we were at the Bluegrass Bluegrass Day, which is just absolutely hopping at Keeneland. It's a really great day, and special thanks to Blackburn Farm for very
Yeah,
generously letting us use their owner's box for both days. How cool was that?
yeah,
Yeah,
it was awesome.
that was quite the
Just above
experience.
the trackside winner's circle, they were great. They were great
Yeah,
seats, all to
great
ourselves,
seats.
basically, outside of for like a race and a half.
Yeah, yeah,
And then we had the box ourselves on Friday, the Ashland Day. It was awesome.
it was quite the experience. Well, we got to watch Percy's Bar win the Ashland and Further Ado win the Bluegrass, and they both did it in kind of dominating fashion, if I do say so. That was
Oh yeah,
cool
for
to see.
sure.
So that was just a big part of our trip, but we also got to see we're in on some micro shares of some horses, and we got to go see them and Silver Springs Training Center. We got to go see Gallant Aces, a 3-year-old colt, and that was fun. And then we got to go to uh, Thoroughbred Training Center. Now it's Thoroughbred Center, but it's where they do a lot of training. And Misty Memories was
Rehabbing.
there, and the trainer's name, what was it? Super.
Paramount Littlefield, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, good old Irish guy. He was so great, so hospitable, and that's
Get
with
to see the
Pocket
sun
Aces.
come up,
Yeah,
watch our horse race.
yeah, I was at Sunrise, and yeah, that was with Pocket Aces. We have Misty Memories, and we also went up to Turfway Park and
I think
met
Brendan
trainer.
owns a big chunk of that horse too.
Who does?
Brendan
Oh
Walsh.
yeah, Brandon Walsh is in on Misty Memories. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
big reason we got in on it. Is we're big fans of Brendan
big
Walsh,
time.
and he likes a horse. We like that horse. So we
Yeah,
met
for sure.
Susan Anderson up at Turfway Park. She has
Yep,
one of
another one of
our
our.
other horses,
Quick, go ahead and
Pil
say it.
Pilkington.
Nice, nailed it.
I always mispronounce his name. So went and met him. He's a huge horse, but he's a big,
Oh, it's a
gentle giant.
monster.
But he was
Yeah, it's
super
just a
sweet,
sweetheart.
and she was too. She was super
It's awesome
gracious and
too.
kind. Took so much time talking to us two doofuses, and yeah,
Right. That was the biggest striking part is how classy people gave knuckleheads like you and I the time of
yeah,
day.
yeah.
It was
That
awesome.
that was pretty cool. And then we also went to see some stud farms. We got to go to Coolmore and see, Justified and Fierceness and Sierra Leone. I can go on and on. And then from there we
Some
raced
style.
over, yeah, we raced over to Spendthrift, and again we saw some legendary horses that spent Forte and Matoli and Omaha
Into mischief.
Beach. Into Mischief
Got to
was
go to
there.
her stall. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, they brought all the horses out to us except him. We had to go to him.
Right. Well, what did what's
Yeah.
his name say? Like, not on my conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Brian,
doesn't bring him out anymore.
the guy's like, yeah, I'm not bringing him out.
So,
He's
I mean, Dornock went by his stall, but got to pet Authentic.
yeah, yeah. That was really fun experience to see these legends, and they let us get up close and pet them and spend some time with them,
Yeah,
and
it was
uh,
insanity.
yeah. So
Like it was no big deal.
yeah, I would have to say my favorite part of the trip was the actual races, those Keeneland, because I'd never been to Keeneland. Well, we had never been to Keeneland. I was just so
Right?
impressed with Keeneland and just how well run it is. It's just they do things first
Classy.
rate, classy place. They just make racing feel real. Everything there, they just take it as it's very important, and
Yep.
they treat it with such respect. Every part of the game, every part of the racing. So I love that. That was probably my favorite part. How about you?
It's so hard to pick because, like you said, everything was just so first rate. And I was really looking forward to the trip anyway, but I can't remember a trip in my life where every single thing we did um, was above my any expectation I had. Like I knew we were going to tour the barns or the Coolmore and Spendthrift. I thought we were going to be on a tour with like, a dozen people because I've had friends that have done them. No, no, it was ridiculous. It was just you and I at Spendthrift
Yeah.
where he's doing this to the handlers and the tour guides, and she says, ladies and gentlemen, can you please move aside?
So, so these
We're gonna have
two
a picture.
goobers can get a better look at the horses.
I know.
Yeah, they
Oh, it was awesome. It was
they
ridiculous.
treated us really, really well. Which I forgot to have a thank you though, special thank you to uh Jay and Cincy from the Thoroughbred California Thoroughbred Racing Club for setting up so much of that stuff for us.
Absolutely.
They were very, again, really good to us, very gracious. Yeah, a lot of the stuff we did, they arranged for us. So
Can I give my two highlight moments?
yes, yes, please.
I mean, in general, all of that is awesome, but I'm such a geek, as many of us are that start to fall in love with horse racing. There's just an infinite amount of things to learn and that you don't know and you want to know and understand. And when we went to go see our horse we had the micro shares in Misty Memories at the Thoroughbred Center and saw the sunrise. It couldn't have been treated better than Dermot Littlefield. Every single question that we asked, he enthusiastically answered. There was no,
Hmm.
like brushy off kind of questions. And I bet we were there with him for over an hour,
Hmm. Yeah.
and it was just awesome. It was such a cool way to start the day. Um, that was awesome. But one of the funnier parts of the whole trip, won't go into too much detail, but when we got to Spendthrift and a tour guide wasn't sure where we were supposed to go, so brought us to the main offices and take us in the back. And every single person we're going by, and this just beautiful old building is so gracious and so nice. And, you know, we're just thinking, oh boy, when are we going to get found out? And we get introduced to a gentleman by Ned, and
Ned.
on his wall, and I realized, wow, I think this is the guy that is like, just this huge board with all the little squares and all their horses, and I thinking, boy, this guy must be the guy that like sets up. If I call and I want to breed into mischief, this is the yay or nay guy, and when and what date, and it was just this whole wall that was just a board of these little grids. But he couldn't have been nicer.
Super nice.
I
Super. He says, we're going to take care of you
commented on
guys.
his
Don't
vest
worry
and had
about it.
Chancellor McPatrick on it, and he was like, "Oh, let me go introduce you to the horse." And
Yeah, he was going to take us himself to see the
yes,
horses if he couldn't figure
again,
out who we were supposed to be meeting up with. Yeah.
right, just knuckleheads off the street. I keep waiting until someone's gonna say, "Fellas, come with us."
Who are you
Um,
two? Yeah.
right, you two. But then come to find out, what's his last name, Bill?
Nafi. Toffee. Ned
Toffee.
Toffee.
It's
So
that guy.
Ned Toffee. Let's switch those first letters. Ted
It's him.
Naffy. Yep. It was Ned
And
Toffee
again, couldn't have been nicer.
yeah,
Could
they were,
not have been nicer.
yeah, just a first-rate class guy. So
Yeah.
have a lot of respect. Again, just they treat it right. And you know, I know a lot of places do a good job, but I don't think anybody does a better job than Lexington, Kentucky, as far as the horse
I
experience.
haven't, yeah, maybe it's out there, but boy, I have a hard time believing in North America there's any place better.
Yeah. Speaking of
Haven't been to
horse,
Saratoga.
no, and
Uh,
that may rival it. Yeah, from what I hear, I've never been there either, but
yeah, but I think it would have a hard time and I don't know, but my goodness, you're just driving down these country road lanes and oh, basic Tipton, oh, and it's like everywhere you look, oh my goodness, Woodford Reserve. It's just
Yeah,
class.
if it
It was
wasn't horses, it was bourbon. So
it was awesome. Oh my
yeah,
goodness, yeah, I
yeah.
could have retired and just told someone like Dermot, hey, I'll shovel, I'll clean stalls, I just want to be here.
I'll be on time, I promise. Yeah.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
all right. Well, speaking of horse racing, we have the long awaited um, rematch
Super
or
exciting.
the race where you get sovereignty and journalism back, and then you
Yep.
throw in White Barrio. Um, uh, Super
Yeah, I mean, it
excited.
was, and for sure we talked about it coming back from the Breeders' Cup this year and what we were most disappointed in,
Yeah.
but that Sovereignty scratched, White Abarrio scratched on, and they're suing. They're writing in, the owners are going through with it, but scratched on the track. But we get those three anyway.
Yeah.
Got to
Yeah.
pet Sierra Leone,
We did.
um, but we got some three of those horses from that we thought were going to run in the
Yeah.
Breeders' Cup, and we only see one.
And yeah, the Oaklawn Handicap this Saturday,
Oh
and
yeah, we should just say the name first, right?
yeah, I just blew right past it. Oaklawn Handicap. It's I love the fact that journalism and sovereignty, they didn't retire them and put them out. They could make a lot of money. Right now, they're going to be high-priced stallions, and they could have done that, and they didn't, and we get to enjoy them racing some more this year. And you know, I have White Barrio. I'm just thrilled with just because they've raced him. He's just
Hey, he's 7 years old.
put together a career that's fabulous. Yeah. So, um,
Yeah, and boy, if you go back to that Derby, because he had won the Florida Derby, and I and he tanked in the Kentucky Derby, but I thought he was a good horse, but I would have thought he'd be a Vacoma type horse, like a miler. But the career he's put together is pretty dang impressive. He wins this race and he goes over 8 million. I mean,
wow.
because this race is a million
Million
two
two, is it?
two
Yeah.
fifty. Yeah.
Yeah.
G2. So super fun.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I'm a little bit, what is it, 6 month layoff for sovereignty and 4 month, five
I
month
suppose, yeah, it's been
for,
since Saratoga, since the Travers. So
yeah, it's a
more
long
than six,
layoff.
pretty close to six, right?
So how do you handicap that? Because you have your two phenomenal horses after on really long layoffs. You have White Barrio, who's just he's going to show up and run. And you got that. I don't know. You enlightened me to the um, publisher who ran in the Derby as a maiden, and then but
Yeah,
since has won his last three races. So I don't know what to make of him. So this is a tough race to bet because you just don't know if all horses are
right.
at their best. You got to go
Yeah, because
sovereignty,
I
right?
think they paid like 600,000. So somebody, you know, believed in this horse. I mean, the horse ran second in the Arkansas Derby back in
What publisher are you
well
talking?
last year.
Is
Yeah,
that
finished
yeah,
second to
yeah,
Sandman, beat out Coal Battle. Um,
yeah. The
and
other thing, sovereignties, it's a handicap race. So sovereignty's carrying more weight. He's carrying like 5 more pounds than journalism. He's
was he really?
yeah. So
Over
he's
journalism.
because
Or
or yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's
okay.
he's because he's the
I
favorite.
didn't even
He's
notice that.
he's carrying. I don't have
Yeah,
it here with me,
123.
but
Good
yeah,
call. I
yeah.
don't know if it
So
matters all that much, but maybe.
yeah, yeah. I don't either, but they do it for a reason. So I guess it probably matters more than we think. So,
All right.
but you gonna play the race? You gonna bet it, or are you just gonna enjoy it?
Well, I for sure want to watch it. And well, I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'll handicap every race for that card for the contest I'll enter, but I'm really looking forward to that race a lot. I actually did handicap it, and it reminds me of going to the Derby last year, where I do have journalism slightly on top. Um, and I'm going to say the same thing that I said last year going to the Derby, but kind of have a feeling that there's more to journalism than the numbers show, and it's exactly how it looked in the Derby. I mean,
You mean sovereignty?
and I'm sorry, yes,
Yeah.
sorry, end of the day. Yeah, I mean, by my numbers, journalism should have been a little bit better, but when you watch the stretch drive in the Derby or the Belmont, um,
Yeah.
boy, it doesn't. It looks like whoever's in front of so far. It looks like whoever's in front of Sovereignty, he's just going to run them down.
Yeah. I've lost a lot of money betting against him. I keep trying to find somebody to beat him, and they just can't. I love
In fact, the only way
journalism.
I'm making money off of them is finding the second best horse or the horse that I think is going to finish second.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
know,
got a ton of respect for sovereignty. I'm glad he's back, even though I've lost a lot of money on him because I don't bet
right?
him. Um, so
Well, it'll be interesting to see because I think a lot of people um, will wonder how he's going to do with after with the
yeah,
time off.
I might
Uh,
play. Yeah, I might play that angle. I might go with publisher and White Barrio and see journalism and I'm rooting for journalism and sovereignty to be back to their old selves, but I don't know. It's a long break.
this is a long break. Boy, yeah, I to here. Let's take a different angle, and I think it's possible. Um, and would be the cooler option if he's doing well, but journalism has continued to improve.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, his his Breeders' Cup Classic, though he finished fourth, but you know he was a 3-year-old going up against last year's trifecta in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and he finished fourth. So it's his highest buyer speed figure, at least for Brisnet.
those three
So
horses that beat him were, Sierra Leone, Fierceness, and
every in
yeah,
fierceness, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
there's no slouch as it is.
right, right.
Like Oscar's proved to be a solid horse, and um, I mean, my point is, that would be the coolest thing is if he's improved just a little bit more than Sovereignty has, and they can get into a true
A little,
slugfest.
a little Ali Frazier, I see him kind of going with. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'd like,
you
I'd
got
like
that more
that.
affirmed looking, sleek horse that Sovereignty is, and journalism just looks a little
Affirmed and
tougher.
Aladar, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
could see that.
that'd be awesome. But we'll see how it plays out. Because I
Yeah,
mean, journalism's had a little time off too. I mean, he hasn't run since
right,
the Breeders' Cup Class,
right. He's just ran
so
one
he's
more than yeah. So you know,
right.
it's 5 months or whatever. Yeah, it's a long layoff. A little derby. I know it's early, and but
But
we got a top 10. It's probably going to change a bit, but we're a few weeks away, and let's start somewhere. Let's start with our top tens. What do you think?
yeah, I think it's great. I one of the cool things that I mentioned is being around trainers. Because one of the things I used to try to figure out more, and then decided, who am I kidding? There's so many different opinions on works. It'd be fun to have a trainer that you really knows the ins and outs to be at Churchill and watch the morning workouts, but I don't
Yeah.
trust myself on.
No, no,
I'm just going off past performances.
yeah, which is the safer the. You're right. You don't know what the workouts, what they've been told, or what they're trying to accomplish, or. how hard they're
Right.
pushing them, or so.
For sure. And when you talk to trainers, like we did when we were um, at the Thoroughbred Center or with Susan Anderson at Turfway, la di da, every day, every time they send them out, they've got a different goal in mind
Yeah,
on what they're trying to accomplish. It's
yeah,
not about how fast they go. So,
right.
anyways,
So,
until that knowledge soaks in, I got my numbers.
all right, let's see what your numbers say. Who do you have as number 10 of the Derby contenders?
My number 10 is one of my favorite horses in the field. I think he's a little green yet. And I I should maybe even give it a caveat. I love the top 10 horses in this field. And I find them all of them in a different way pretty intriguing. But my number 10 is the Puma.
Who? All right. My number 10, I went with Potente.
Oh,
West
okay,
Coast, little West Coast bias on my part, you know.
sure.
Uh, you know, he it's a West Coast horse. It's improving. I just think he's very dangerous. He as he improves, he's just a solid horse. So I don't want to leave him out. So that's why I have him at 10. Um,
All right,
mind if I go first on nine?
go for it.
Nine, I have Golden Tempo. Um,
Yeah, we got a lot in common. So do I.
so do you, okay, I like,
I
again, the stamina and his pedigree screams stamina. So he did a great job so far, but I think he's going to do even better with the added distance of the Derby. Why do
I
you like?
agree. He won't. I won't be betting this horse to win. I think like you said, with distance, this to me looks like more of a Mo Donegal type horse, maybe a Belmont
Yeah,
class,
yeah, for sure.
horse. Um, though I like Jose Ortiz, I don't like what he did in the stretch with this horse in the Louisiana Derby. I think it should have been a three-way photo. I think he cost the horse some pretty solid momentum. But that being said, even with that weird him deciding to sling down to the
Yeah,
rail
he took
in the
him
middle of the
inside when there
track,
was room outside. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
his closing times are right there with everybody else in the top five, if not higher. Even with that, I think this horse. I'm very intrigued. I think he's gonna. It would be interesting to see if they keep the blinkers on. That was his first time with blinkers, but yeah, a really cool horse. Closes like gangbusters. Um, don't really look at him as a. I mean, he could do it. He could pull off a rich strike sort of thing, but I don't see this being on paper um,
Yeah,
a low chance that this will be a hot pace Kentucky Derby.
I
Just an
agree.
average.
I agree. It should be a moderate pace, probably.
The faster they go on the front, I think the better chance Golden Tempo has of
Yeah,
finishing in the exotics in the
yeah.
money somewhere.
All right, so who do you have at eight?
A horse he was running at in the Louisiana Derby. Speaking of West Coast, always a big Doug O'Neill fan. I just really
Like him a lot.
fell in love with him with the whole "I'll have another run." He just seemed like a good guy. Um, but I really like his horse Pavlovian. Finished hard fought second in the Louisiana Derby. He's my number 8.
My number eight, I like this horse a lot. My top eight. I may even bet this horse to win, and a lot because of how much you like this horse.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Yeah,
He's won at Churchill Downs. Could get some really good
twice I think.
odds. Yeah, so he I'm big about if you like the track, that's a good sign. And he likes Churchill Downs. So anyways, that's my number eight is incredible.
Awesome. I love that horse too. When I get mine, he's a little higher for me.
Yeah,
I'll quick throw some 2 cents in on him because he's got some big question marks. But yeah, I really like the horse too. And like you said, horse for the course, right?
yeah.
2 times at Church leaves both.
Mhm.
Um, that's your number 8.
That's
You want
my
to give us your
my number
7?
7 is the Puma. Your 10th. I like
Oh,
the
okay.
Puma. I think he's just, he's was right there with Commandment last time. He just he's gonna be there. He's always there. He's kind of a late runner. Not a deep closer, but closing style. And so I like the Puma a lot. My problem with the Puma is people like his name a lot, and I think he'll be overbet because of his
I
name.
think so.
So I don't think you're going to get a lot of value on the Puma, but I like him. That's my number 7.
Awesome. Yeah, I have him a little lower, and for me, it's I like the horse a ton. I think he's a little green.
He is
Um,
green. Yeah,
I feel like he was running out of gas. Um, anyways, but yeah, he's in my top 10. My number 7 is a horse that had a little tougher trip in that race with the Puma. But I have Chief Wallaby as my number 7.
love him. Love him.
Yeah,
I
another really good name.
yeah,
But yeah, another horse. What's not to like, right?
for sure. For sure.
Um, it's
Who do
what's
you,
so fun about this time of year. You look at these horses, and you truly, the ones that we're mentioning. One of these horses could win the Travers later in the summer. That
yeah,
wouldn't shock me.
nope, they're all to this point they're all superstars. They're all big time horses. Who do you have at 6?
Oh, at 6, another horse that we don't know what we have on our hands here, but boy, I'm really impressed. I personally am impressed. There's little discrepancies amongst some of the pundits, but also amongst some of the data that's out there. But boy, I really love emerging market.
So I have at 6
I have a hard
also.
time. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yep. And I wanted to have him higher. My numbers say he's right there where I should have him. But man, it's his third race. It's going to
I
be the
t
Kentucky Derby.
talking about Green, he could, yeah, only 2 races. I mean, Louisiana Derby winner. He's bred for distance, so I like the distance. Yeah, everything about him I like except the lack of experience. And the Derby's going to
Yeah,
be a lot of traffic, a lot of hoopla.
sure.
How's he going to handle that? So,
Right.
like,
But second race, he runs a mile and 3/16 and
yeah, yeah,
gets in a dogfight and comes out on top. I mean, with that long stretch, there's nothing not to like about this horse. Chad Brown, Flavian's ridden him both times. I mean, he power shift is no slouch. Who he beaten his maiden at Tampa.
hmm
Um, yeah, so yeah, just cool horse. I've
yeah.
got him my number 6.
Me too. Number 6. My number 5 is So Happy.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
so happy that Mike Smith is riding
Yeah.
in the Derby again. Do you see where I went with that? You
Mm-hmm.
got a legend riding him. It would be a great story. Again, I just think the horse has a lot of talent. Um, you know,
Yeah, I mean, he's our age, isn't he? 61, Mike.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. And he's so fit, and he's
Yeah.
he's just a good guy.
Yep.
So
No, but
um,
I have this horse as a bullet kind of danger horse. Like I have him rated higher than you do,
mhm.
but we can talk about that. But yeah, I'm with you.
What?
And of the horses we've talked about so far, like I said, I have them higher. When I look at the Vegas odds and future odds, he's my value pick so far.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
he's
you're gonna get
vastly
good.
underplayed.
Yeah, you're gonna get good money on that one. Who's your 5?
My 5, with a question mark, until I can find a way to um, handicap accurately, so to speak. I have Incredible.
I'm
Like
8.
you said, I love the horse for the course. Um, and by my numbers, he's legit at that 5. He closed his final we can talk about that at a later time. Why, what some of the things that I think are super important when you're handicapping for the Derby. Um, but he checks all the boxes. My only concern is just it's a one-turn race. Um, However, I'm not super concerned because he's run and won two-turn race at Churchill. But yeah, I love his last race.
All right. Who do you got it for?
I have a horse that we saw, um, Further Ado, um, as my number four. And I think
There's,
he's particularly dangerous because of the jock in this race. Dangerous in um, it needs to be people need to know where he's at and how fast he's going. In my opinion, he's got Johnny V on him. If it's a slow pace and Johnny gets him on the front end, they better not leave him there, is my opinion. But I have Further Ado at four. How about you?
yeah, I got one of my faves, Chief Wallaby.
Oh, okay.
Horse is improving. I know he took third. I think he's following the whole sovereignty path. We took third in the Florida Derby, and I like him a lot, and I think the extra distance will be what it takes to get him to that next level. So I love Chief Wallaby.
Sure.
So who do you have at
Awesome.
three?
I think I have So Happy as number three. And speaking of Mike, um, and again, you just don't know when you've got a few international horses coming in, because
Yeah,
it's 20 horses. It's happened before where horse kind of flips out and you get a really hot pace. Um, but on paper, it looks like at best a moderate pace, in my opinion. And I think of all the horses we've talked about so far, um, the one that has the best tactical advantage on how the race appears on paper to me is So Happy. I think he's got great early and mid race tactical speed. Um, I think he's athletic enough to get out of trouble. Um,
yeah,
and if they go slow, especially how he improved on his last race, um, winning the Santa Anita Derby and just putting Patente away. I think he's a really dangerous horse. If they go fast, I think he'd be in trouble.
okay.
But I think if
Yeah, I don't
he
think they
can
will. I think he'll
gets out
be.
clean,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree. So I have
yeah.
him as number three.
My number three, Renegade.
Oh wow! All
Amazingly
right,
talented horse has that late speed coming. I have all the respect in the world for his last race. He went four wide and just blew the doors off of everybody. Amazing horse. I'm just struggling with the pace, with the moderate pace. He's going to have a lot of traffic. There's a lot of things that could go wrong for him that aren't
sure,
his fault. So that's
yep,
why I have him three. Um,
yep, I get it.
yeah,
Um, I get it. I had, we certainly saw. I think Mo Donegal was every bit as good as Epicenter personally,
yeah,
but
yeah,
what he finished 5 lengths off the lead, but had to go 10 wide
yeah.
coming out of the turn into the stretch. And anyways, yeah, there's a lot when if you're going to be behind horses
There's
and there's
things
20
can
of
go wrong.
them, a lot can go wrong.
All right, so I think we have the same horse as number two. Who do you got at two?
I have Commandment.
Me too. Um,
Um, love the horse. I got nothing against him. I mean, ridiculous. I love everything about this horse. Um, if my number one wasn't in the race, he'd be my clear number one. But I have another horse just a tick above him. But
yeah,
what do you like about him?
he's ultra consistent and he's really versatile. He can push the pace. He can stalk. He can be a little further back. He's just very versatile. So whatever gets thrown his way, I think he'll find his way. So
I
like
agree
Commandment
100%.
a
That last
lot.
race was so slow. They were
Yeah,
crawling, and he's still.
yeah.
I mean,
So
His late pace numbers for a mile and an eighth were almost like 20% higher than his last one in the Fountain of Youth, which was triple digit.
yeah,
And that was a moderate pace, and he was pretty close to the lead. No, I agree. He's a great horse.
yep. Who do you got at one? Who's winning the Derby right now, in your opinion?
I have Renegade. I think I think he is sitting on a big race. I
Mhm.
think he has every bit as much tactical speed as Commandment does. I think he proved that in the Remsen as a 2 year old. That was a decent pace, and he was right up there, um, just a length or two off the lead. I think um, every race he's running, he runs against really tough horses. I mean, ran against Paladin, got brought down. I don't know if that
Yeah,
was
beat Paladin and got brought
justified.
down. Yeah,
Yep. And then finished second to him in the Remsen, but that was a really good race.
great race, great race.
He takes some time off, won the Sam F. Davis, but against Wayne's Law and the Puma.
Yeah,
Um, I and his Arkansas Derby, I was really impressed with.
yeah.
He
He's.
command.
I think he's the best horse in the field. I just don't. His running style scares me as far as how I think the race is going to play out. So I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you. He's super talented. My number
I
one,
agree.
my number one. Further ado.
All
Okay,
right.
I like it. We saw him live. I like what he did in the bluegrass. Again, didn't the argument is there wasn't a ton of talent in there to challenge him, but I thought there was, and um, he ran a really good speed figure race. He's in a this will be his third race after a long layoff, and they say
Yep.
that's where you keep improving, or that's going to be a big race. So I'm counting on him at third race after a long layoff, and I think he's going to run as well or better than he did at the Bluegrass. I think that the style of race fits him better than it does for Renegade.
Mhm.
So I think he's going to sitting in a stocking position, and that's why I like him. Um, so uh, we'll see how that goes, right?
Yeah, I cannot argue with that. I have some specific reasons why I like
Yeah,
Renegade Commandment a little bit better,
yeah,
but again, boy, I love that he's putting Johnny V on him.
yeah. That excited me that was the jockey that they ended up getting after Irod chose to go to
Yeah.
Renegade. Yeah,
If he can do what he did with Authentic against his Dela in that COVID Derby year, I mean that would be perfect in my opinion. And that hurt, and he'd be really dangerous if it's a slow, moderate pace and no one's pushing him.
perfect. Hey, we got to wrap it up here. Enjoy the race this weekend. Very excited. Two big time
Yeah,
horses coming back. White Barrio's in there as well, and Publisher will enjoy the race this weekend, and we'll talk some more Derby as we move
yeah. Get
forward.
more specifics and a little more detail on what we like about our top 10 horses and what we want to, what kind of betting we want to put together for the Derby.
Perfect. All right. Good
All
night, my
right,
friend. Have a good one.
you too. Talk soon.